come and like bro, the Knicks would have said do whatever. Like they would not have been like, yo, you're not going, like you're not getting these guys in. Like who cares? Like the only teams that would have voted against it would have been the teams like Kings maybe, but like all the playoff teams already in would have said yes, and then the teams that aren't there would have said yes. That's 2014.
You saw what the Cavs said. One of the coaches.
Did they want a shot?
They said there's a party going on. There's 22 people invited. We're not one of them. Of course, we're a little upset about it.
What they wanted? Because they probably want to develop the young guys or some bullshit.
I don't fuck. What?
The Hawks were trying to say that they wanted to get invited because they wanted the experience for their young guys. They're missing out on experience for the young guys because like the Hawks young players need to be playing right now to get better. So like they want the experience, so they should have got to finish their season out. And I'm like, bro, if y'all wanted the experience, all you had to do was be one of the 22 best teams in the league. Like, your young guys can't be that good if you can't be one of the 22 best teams in the league. Like, go home and get back in the lab because y'all clearly are not good right now. Like, y'all are like y'all 15 and 60 or some shit like that.
I don't know what the hell these teams talking about. Some of these teams are nuts.
Dude, the Knicks beat the Hawks by 31 game this year. We beat them by 30, bro. RJ Barrett had like 35. I was like, what is going on? The Knicks. If you lose to the Knicks by 30, bro, I'm a Knicks fan. That's bad. We can't even score 30 and a half. I'm exaggerating. We got Julius Randle and shit, you know.
All right. So in conclusion, we all agree about the play-in part being stupid. We disagree on who should have got the invite, basically.
Nah, I just think there should be no play-in tournament at all.
That's what I'm saying. We agree on the play-in tournament that the rules as far as the 3.5 are stupid because that's what I've been saying. But I'm saying as far as who got invited and about the 6 and 2, 2 and 6 thing, I'm just saying like that's possible with the Pelicans being 3.5 games back. But I agree that the play-in.
No, I disagree with the 6 and 2, 2 and 6 thing. I ain't gonna lie.
But yeah, that's what don't make no sense to me either.
That's literally what I just said. That you guys disagree with me on that, but I agree with you guys on the play-in that it's stupid.
I wouldn't mind the play-in if it was closer. Like if it was like a game back, I wouldn't mind the play-in.
I'm literally trying to summarize. I'm literally just said I agree with you guys on that, but we disagree about the other thing. That's all right. That's it. I don't know.
Fucking Zion, man. He should have just stayed injured. This would all been cool.
I wonder what he's gonna look like when he comes back.
A fucking bowling ball. That's what he gonna look like. I heard he 300.
That pisses me off so much, bro. Cause like he was supposed to come back in 8 weeks, bro. 6 to 8 weeks, bro. That was December. They brought him back the last week of January. They pushed it back 4 weeks because they just said F it. And then they actually realized, oh snap, he's averaging 25. We could make the playoffs. And now, like, they're going to get rewarded even though they sat a guy an extra month when he was clearly healthy to play and paid him to basically not do his job. Like, to me in the NBA, bro, if you're healthy to play, you should play. Like, I don't like sitting out. I understand, you know, you can get hurt, but that's a part of the job. Like, you can get hurt playing basketball. Like, you should not be able to sit out just to avoid injury or something. Like, what?
It doesn't even matter at this point. You can sit out as many games as you want, but you play that one game, you get hurt. That means nothing. You get hurt.
You could get hurt working out. You get hurt fucking playing one-on-one in practice. Like, to think that they just let guys sit out, like bro, I've never heard a meniscus tear that the surgery went successful, everything went fine, and it takes freaking three months and some change to get him back on the court. The guy was playing full scrimmages like after 6 weeks, comes back after 12. He needed 6 weeks to get back.
Yeah, because he was overweight. That's what the Pelicans said. But I agree. It's
like, well, that's y'all problem. Y'all
right.
Stop eating them damn chicken wings and whatever he
gumbo down south.
I had enough of that low management BS. Man. I'm tired of that shit.
I probably shouldn't be talking about the grab a salad part, but still.
That low management shit is a load of BS. Fuck it. Just fucking play, man. if you're gonna get hurt,
uh,
it's gonna happen. It doesn't matter how many games you sit out, how long you try to avoid it from happening. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do about it.
like, bro, a lot of the
It is what it
analysts,
is.
a lot of the analysts and players, they have legitimate arguments about that. Like, they legitimately defend the whole sitting out and all this crap. And I'm like, bro, like, this is still a job at the end of the day, bro. Like, no other jobs that you know where it's like, yo, you get to literally chalk your job just because, like, what? Like,
You might get hurt.
it's-
The hell is this shit?
It goes to what you.
Kawhi could have sat out half the year and then played the Sixers. Game 1 injured. What happened? He sat out for nothing then.
like, bro, when Kawhi first his injury started, the first time he got hurt was literally off of freaking someone stepping, like landing on someone's foot. Like, he could have load managed half of that season, and he still took that shot and landed on Zaza Pachulia's foot and got hurt.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It don't matter. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. That's the way it shit works.
What I was gonna say, Tar, like you mentioned earlier, it's just coming down to the players have so much damn power and pull in the league.
Definitely.
Or they literally complained about this load management. They complained about the schedule so much. Because remember, back in the early thousands, there was like they used to play 3 games in 4 nights.
Back.
Yeah, bro, like it was bad. And they complained about all that, got the season stretched. Remember, now they start like mid-October now. Like, they used to start like first games Halloween. Now
They barely play
October
back-to-backs
17th.
either.
Yeah, bro. October 17th to April now. It's like, yo, they play like Knicks play like every 3 days sometimes. I'm like, damn, Knicks, when you playing?
It's like I'd be
There's
feeling
barely any back-to-backs.
right. I fiend to watch a Sixers game. You gotta wait damn near 3 days.
Yeah, because if they play it back-to-back, they got 3 days off.
Yeah.
That's the only part where I agree with the old heads, where they say like, yo, like, you guys, we used to take pride in playing 82 games because of how hard it was, but like we were doing our job. Like, and now these guys barely have back-to-backs, barely have 3 games, 4 nights, and they still sit out. Some dudes just sit out. Like, bro, I've seen bad teams sit out, bro. I've seen Devin Booker he's sitting out for rest. I'm like, what? You 20 and 40, you trying to make the playoffs. You sitting out for rest. Go get some experience.
He's
Like,
sitting out for rest. He's 23. What the hell he sitting out for?
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, yo, y'all really sitting out games? Like, Kawhi literally
Couldn't
not
be
hurt,
me.
sitting out.
Right.
Like, what? Paul George hurts his wrist.
They should be fine. They should be finding these teams, bro, and making up injuries. The Spurs. I remember the Spurs played the Sixers. They sat out the entire starting 5 with made up injuries. I was like, dude, these dudes ain't even hurt. And then they find Greg Popovich.
I remember that game though. I remember that.
I was like, what the hell? They sat out. They sat out Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and they still fried us.
They used to win by 40 sometimes against teams. I'm like, yo, they got their whole bench.
Like,
30. I'm like, this is insane. But like, that's another thing they're saying, that the lockout might happen too, because like they're saying like the MBPA is like the owners are gonna use that too. Like the fact that these players are like trying to sit out, like nationally televised games and all this stuff, like that's gonna cause us to lose money, and they want more freedom than that. Like the players want the season, like less games and stuff. I'm like, yo, what in the world? How much can you possibly want? They paying you as much as you, like, bro. There are guys who aren't even like, bro. Tobias Harris is getting 100. Come on, man. He's getting paid more than like any, like the top players in the thousands was getting paid. Like, like they getting paid. They're paying everybody out here.
You always got to come at my guy Tobias, man.
Oh, bro, he's been bringing up Tobias for weeks.
Every other day, bro.
Any argument he has, he brings up Tobias Harris.
D-Lo,
up Tobias Harris.
D-Lo got paid, bro. 100-something million, 130 million for making one playoff run, bro. And these guys
bad contracts.
They want more money. They want less games played, more money. Like, what?
They talking about less games, talking about the toll on your body. I'm like, bro, you want the season to be 70 games? You want the season to be 70 games? Most of y'all only playing 50 anyway. It don't even matter. Like, you gonna play 30?
It don't make any sense, bro.
Kawhi playing 50 already, but the season needs to be 66 games so you could play 30.
Bro, no BS, bro. The T-Wolves lost a few games in a row. I remember this because I used to watch the games, right? I had League Pass. Karl Towns, He literally sat out like 15 straight games. They had no injury listed for like a month. He was just chilling on the bench, running around, smiling, talking trash, like hanging out. I'm like, bro, where did he get hurt? Like I saw him get 40 the other night. Now he's just sitting out. And then he got to a car accident. They're like, now they had an injury listed. I was like, wait a minute. What was the injury before that?
No,
He
the
wasn't playing in a month.
the craziest thing of all time was what the Pelicans did with AD. And they literally, the league said, you have to play him. Like, it was a week and a half straight of him just sitting out, no nothing. And then AD was getting booed as he's getting introduced. He played like 10 minutes. He played like 10 minutes in one game. They're like, get the fuck off the court. It was like, what in the world? NBA said, no, you're playing him.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't understand why AD even does that. Like, to be honest, if I was those guys, bro, maybe he wanted to go to LeBron as fast as possible. But if I was those guys like AD, the smartest thing to do to me is when they ask you about your schedule, your contract, just tell them you haven't made your decision yet. You're gonna weigh them. You want to come back, but you also want to weigh your decisions and test the water. If they hear that, they'll at least consider keeping you until the off season because, like, you know, they don't want to lose you. But like when you tell them, like, and then he could just sign with the Lakers anyways, and the Lakers wouldn't have had to trade anybody. They would have had a bomb squad right now. But instead, these dudes are like, nah, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. Trade me now. Excuse my language. They're like, yo, I got to get out of here now. So now the Lakers know he wants to leave. So they just trade him for half the team. And now the Lakers got to rely on freaking Kyle Kuzma to score. Like, if I was a player, I would literally just act like I'm ready to stay. Like, I want to stay, but I need more time and stall. And then when the free agency came, I would just say, F you, I'm out. I'm about to go play with a great-ass team. Because can you imagine the Lakers right now with B.I. and Lonzo still there with the team they have?
They would never be able to make that happen.
What do you mean?
They wouldn't have been able to make that happen. Niggas would have been bitching about bread, and then it's over.
They were still on their rookie contracts.
Yeah,
though.
bro. Lonzo, B.I., all them, they were all on rookie contracts. Like, they still are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know anything about those contracts. That shit.
I mean, Lonzo got that BBB money, but, you know, like, he still got
that bullshit money, right?
Huh?
That bullshit money, right?
What do you mean?
He's saying because Triple B's is a fluke.
Bullshit. What do you mean?
It's ran into the ground. They have no more bread.
Niggas wasn't getting their kicks.
What do you mean? BBB?
Like they literally ran out of business.
You said something, Coach?
Sky's acting like you can't hear it now. What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know what you said. You said what do you mean, though? You said,
man, fuck Lonzo. We moving on.
All right, so some breaking news in the other sports world. Finally, we've kind of reached an agreement baseball-wise. Not really. It's more the owners saying that we're just going to have a season because that's been the plan the whole long. Like, they've kind of had the leverage denying everything that the players threw back at them. They're basically being the greedy ones in the situation. But it's from ESPN and Jeff Passan. Major League Baseball plans to hold a 60-game season that begins around July 24th, but first need players to sign on a health and safety protocol and pledge to arrive at home stadiums by July 1st, and that is, 8 days, to prepare for the season. And they just need the players' vote tomorrow. I'm guessing, if I had to guess that the players are going to agree on it, it's going to be full prorated salaries.
I saw something that said that I just got a notification in the last 10 minutes that the players association plans on signing it, so I guess it's gonna go ahead. I don't understand 60 games. That's absolutely ridiculous. You want to talk about cutting the season?
I gotta ask you though, like, you know how I said with the NBA, like, we talk about the big players making money, but like the players who are regulars, role players on the bench, they don't make anything.
Yeah.
Baseball, I know they have much less of a salary cap, so like they can pay like the big players like $300 million if they want. Like they can just
there's no salary cap in baseball. It's just that's where you see like the high market teams like the Yankees, Red Sox, and
it's got all the best players. They just pay whatever they want.
So what about the guys who are like?
Now there's a luxury tax. So if your cap space is over a certain point, you have to pay a tax. But the owners are like, I'll just win a World Series paying the most. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
So like the guys who would be like the Etuan Moore of baseball, like who isn't that good, a no name. how much are those guys getting paid? Like, are they like getting nothing, or are they getting like decent contracts themselves?
The rookies / like not big name guys aren't making great money. It depends on their clauses in their contract. MLB contracts are so crazy, and talk about a league that's been severely affected because they just canceled like minor league, and the draft was usually 35 plus rounds, and this year was just 5. So think about all those people who haven't got drafted. It's like, talk about a league. They are going to have some issues going forward. And
Could
like
you
the
go
NBA,
back?
they have a new thing. They have a new bargaining agreement coming up too.
Could you go
They
back?
cutting contracts, right?
Yeah, they just let go of a lot of these guys.
Could you go back
Nah,
to
yeah, I
college if
saw
you don't get
something.
drafted, or is that like,
Um,
the NBA? You can't.
I don't think you can because like it's like that NCAA thing. Once you give up your rights about like making money or whatever, I don't know. They might tweak it because of this is kind of screwed. Like all these thousands of baseball players don't have a career now, and they don't know what the future holds. So I don't know.
Bro, why is NCAA is so? I mean, they're obviously geniuses. I mean, they fucking big in bread, but still,
Billion, yeah.
they're that's so annoying, bro.
Their ethics and morals are horrible.
I ain't gonna lie, man. The way it is now, like I feel like NCAA isn't even that big of a deal for basketball, especially like I
Yeah,
feel like back in the day, college basketball was everything because every single player you went before you did it. But now I probably would consider like if I was a high pick, just either trying to go to the NBA right away or going overseas because like they really do try to house you a little bit. Like it's kind of
There's
annoying.
too much politics going on in that shit.
Like, bro, the James Wiseman thing, bro, they literally just
yeah.
chalked his season like that, like try to suspend him and all this crap. Like, yo, for what? Like you guys are making bank. Now they're trying to now Zion might get in trouble after they made how much they make over with him?
Yeah.
How much
Like
money
10
did they
million
make
or
with
something.
Zion? They made how much money you think Zion made with that? Like Zion made them.
Gazillions. But
Yeah,
yeah,
That doesn't make that never made sense to me. They can't get paid. That was some bullshit. Yeah.
but yeah, with
But they selling their shit. Like wow, that doesn't
can you
even
imagine
coincide.
can you imagine you can't get a meal. You know how crazy it is in college for us. Like you gotta count your pennies, go get some McDonald's. And then you walk by the school store and you see a Datsun jersey hanging in the Vern school store. Can you imagine? And you see a little kid,
Going
I
for
want to get
$80. Going
oh
for
mommy, can
$80,
I get
and
the
then
antidote
I get
jersey?
nothing.
Can I get the antidote jersey? Can I get the antidote bobblehead? And then you out
the
here
buzz foam finger.
you out here asking your mom to send you $10 for Wawa, and then the next Dodie from 15 years ago from now is over here we're wearing your jersey and shit. Like, come on, man. I can't even imagine.
Nah, you're right, bro. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's why
you're
I
right.
don't even understand it, bro. I really don't get it. I
Chris
never
Webber
understood
get paid.
how that's the thing. How you can get away with that. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense to me. How can you sell someone's jersey and not pay them for what you just sold?
Yeah, Chris
It
Webber
is-
was like he didn't have money for gas. He literally had like $1 in his pocket, and he walked by and they were selling his jersey for like $80. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to the NBA." I was like, "Oh shit."
It's bullshit. Bro. Like what?
All right, yeah. So
But
finally,
bro, read. What you think though? 60-game MLB season. How the hell you think that's gonna play out? Because I was watching something on ESPN and they were like, yeah, like 60, like because usually it's 162 games for the season, so it's like, damn, well, like by like probably like game like 50 or 60, that's when teams are really starting to like
yeah.
get their groove and like get into the flow,
No,
like
it's
really get into the flow of the season. So like, what do you think about that?
as a Sox fan, a team whose outlook's not that good, and the teams like who don't really have a great shot. This is basically what you want. You know, like granted, losing streaks are going to be horrible and stuff like that, but 60 games, you don't really hit, like you said, you don't hit stride. You have a chance to catch the teams. Like you're going to have fluke teams because the first 2 months of the season, if you look back the past couple of years, there's been teams first 2 months of season who are top 5 in baseball and don't even end up making the playoffs. So it's going to be like,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting.
Tell me about it, bro. I'm a fucking Phillies fan.
What's your input on this 16 months? Just wondering.
On baseball? I mean,
No,
I don't really follow baseball that much, to be honest, anyways. I mean, I watch Phillies games occasionally, but I mean, I don't know. A 160 to 60, that's crazy change to think about. I don't know.
But the other thought process was that they were going to end the season around the same time so they don't have to affect their starting date next year, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So
Nah, yeah, I understand that. Like, that's just funny to think about it because I know, like, last year, bro, the Phillies looked so good. Then half their team got injured, and then they were where they were by the end of the
Exactly.
season. So it's like, damn, like 60 games. Like, if the Phillies get out to a hot start like they did last year, they could be in a
Good
good
shot.
position.
Yeah.
I think they should
It's crazy.
You guys think they should change the season in general? Like, just you think 160?
Make it shorter.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
I didn't
like
even know
when
they
it
did
usually happens, it's cool because I mean, baseball is like a good sport to watch and everything, but like by the time and I feel like no one really watches it, to be
Bro,
honest
you
with you.
could-
So it's not really affecting anything.
Yeah, but you could literally it goes fast, bro, because you could literally play back to back like games like
I mean, yeah, they always
don't
play. They
need,
play in
like,
3-game
crazy
series,
rest.
like back
Yeah,
to back to
like
back all the time. So it's
that's
like
all baseball.
it
Yeah,
is what it is.
you don't
Because
need like rest. Like, I mean, if you had to play, if the NBA had to do 160 games, you're talking about a year-long regular, like 12-month regular season.
man.
But for
Come on, man.
baseball, I know that's what I'm saying. But baseball, it's like, all right, like we could play 5 games this week. Like, no
Yeah.
one's even gonna know you play 5.
You can get away with it for sure because you got like at least your pitching rotation is gonna be at least 5-6 guys. So like they only pitch one of those days, and then they got the rest of the days off.
And they're the only ones that do like
They ain't moving around a lot, so
they're the only ones that
like,
do.
you can get away
They
with
get a
it.
crazy amount of labor on their like crazy amount because when you pitch like most of the game, like that's
And catchers too, but
Yeah.
most teams usually have 2 catchers because sitting like squatting down for 9 innings, that I can't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But everybody else, like the outfield, it's
Yeah,
like
they just stand around and they hit. Yeah.
Yeah, they stand around, spit seeds out their mouth, chewing tobacco, all that good shit. They just be standing there in the sun, getting a nice little tan in the summer, doing
They mic'd
absolutely
up.
nothing.
They mic'd
Might
up
make a play.
just saying anything. Yeah.
That's really crazy though. You could really stand out there in the outfield for 9 innings and not get one ball that you what?
It's unlikely. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm just going left field.
Yeah, right.
Ain't nothing
You
gonna
say
get in
that,
my way. That'd be cool. That makes a lot of people think you could do that,
You get
and then
out there.
they pull one right at you. And you
Right.
screwed. You gotta make a play. Like,
I just hope it actually happens. But they're asking the players to report July 1st. That's literally a week. So I don't
know. Man. That's what I'm saying though. Like just 60 games, like that makes the season really really interesting. Like to actually check out and see what happens because like you were saying, like a lot of fluke teams.
Yeah.
This team was really good.
That's gonna be asterisk maybe.
Oh, it's
yeah, for
definitely
sure.
asterisk. I mean,
For
there's
sure.
no way
It's
you
already
can't say it's
asterisk
not
though,
asterisk.
'cause they saying people cheating. So
Bro, it was.
Oh, I can't wait.
Regardless, it was an asterisk.
Astros are still going to get theirs this year. I can't wait.
I heard people saying that the pitchers might be like fucking intentionally hitting the players this year.
For sure.
Oh yeah, they said they're gonna throw at them.
Bro,
it's gonna be brawls.
It's gonna be hell. And then now the report about the Yankees is coming out too. So I don't know.
What? It's
Yep.
false. I could already tell you it's false.
Yeah,
we never.
I wouldn't be surprised if they was
different. We don't, it's
They be
different.
paying
The Red
for everything
Sox,
they get.
the Red Sox one's gonna come up soon, but like the Yankees, no.
They already did. They spent 3 months investigating the Red Sox, and all they did was take away a draft pick and fire the camera guy.
Oh,
Man, yo, these teams really be cheating. Yo,
Oh, everybody cheats. Everybody cheats. It's just the Astros took it to a new level, and I'm
Lakers
sure
cheated too,
Altuve
bro.
was
They
wearing that
made
wire.
Phil Jackson. They sent Phil Jackson to us and made him draft
What?
bro. They made us draft Nitzlekina, bro. And then Phil Jackson left, and now he's on an island somewhere with $20 million he stole from us. They made
That was y'all fault. That was y'all fault for bringing him on.
The French Prince, bro. The guy hasn't scored 10 points in 2 years.
Yeah, I remember when they
He
drafted
hasn't
him.
had doubles in 2 years.
Yeah, they drafted him, and you tried to actually sell him to me, and I literally looked at you like, bro, come on, you're not going to sell this guy to me. They tell me he's actually going to be good.
Bro, we could draft Duffy at point this coming draft, and I'm gonna tell you he's a playmaker. He gonna make.
Right.
Shout out McDuff, man.
But Yeah. So
Hey,
to summarize, baseball's back. Take it what it's worth. I'm excited and hope it comes back. But like I said, I'm not too optimistic about everything going on with coronavirus spiking back up. But that's and then the last topic of today's podcast, we're going to talk about the Eagles. This is for Dote and Buzz here. Tight end got sucker punched in a bar in South Dakota. But you go to Twitter, the team's riding, so you got to feel good about that. What are your thoughts?
man, I knew he got sucker punched. I didn't see the video until you sent it to me, and oh my God, did he get rocked? That shit looked crazy. Where he was standing there pushing the guy back. He turned his head, fist coming right at him. I'm like, oh shit.
Is it Dallas Goubert or whatever his name is?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Boom.
Where was this at? North Dakota or something?
I think South Dakota, where he's from.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm surprised like he's even at a bar. Like bars are even open for this to even happen.
Oh,
I guess they don't really have cases.
I bet South Dakota is all open up, all ready to go. Like, ain't nothing going on out there.
Northwest, besides like
exists.
Yeah, besides like Washington, like the Montanas and like the Dakotas and Minnesota, they don't have like a ton of cases. I mean, Minnesota is a little bit more, but like North and South Dakota, how rural and like isolated they are, they've been rocking open for a while. But that was tough. That was a tough scene. But as an Eagles fan, I'd be happy with the response on Twitter of Rasul Douglas and I forget who else it was, but they're lucky I wasn't there.
Aguilar. Nah,
Aguilar.
If
don't worry about no Aguilar. He needed 4 catch some fucking passes.
We'll just, since he's injured, we can give you guys Evan Ingram.
What?
Because you guys need a tight end. Since he's injured, we'll give you Evan Ingram, and then we'll take Fletcher Cox, 2 first-rounders, and Wentz.
So hold on. Okay.
We'll throw in our coach.
So hold on.
Our manager.
So what you trying to tell me is our tight end is punched. So you want us to give it. So you want us to give you our best defensive player.
I'm saying, like, we're trying to look out for you guys. All you have to do is
how? I don't understand that.
He's giving you Evan Ingram.
Why do you need? Why would we give up Fletcher Cox? Why would we
help you out? Your player is down and out.
We keep Cox. Our best player. So why do you want
That's
him?
what I'm saying. We're looking out for you guys.
Why would you want him in the first round pick is what I'm trying to say.
First round pick, bro. You guys are going to be in the Super Bowl. It's going to be like the 30th pick, bro. 32nd pick. Be in the Super Bowl, bro. And then we just
we take your first round pick. Because you guys are going to be what, like number 2, right?
Actually, we're probably going to be like 27.
How?
So we're going to be like a 12.
So what's the point of swapping picks?
We're trying to look out for you guys, bro.
Yeah, I don't see the benefit.
We're trying to look out for you, bro.
I see no benefit.
This is Evan Ingram is a hell of a player. Have you don't watch enough Giants? I mean,
why would I watch the Giants?
All right, Mr. Whatever. Evan Ingram is good, bro. I'm telling you, he's good.
He is nice.
That's cool. He is good. I know that.
Look out for you guys.
I seen him play against the Eagles.
Bust that ass.
He's good. How many wins he got against the Eagles in his career?
He beat him his first year.
Oh yeah.
He beat him the first year.
When?
It was a few years ago.
So he wanted.
Nah, it was
one win.
No, bro. What, you guys aren't even.
We beat him last 3 years.
With our full roster, we were taking.
I'll give you this. You almost beat us with Eli. Almost his last little start he had. He almost won. I was like, damn, Eli playing pretty good, but had to shut that down real quick. Get that OT win.
Daniel Jones.
Monday night.
Daniel Jones
bright
was
lights.
Stiff arm Fletcher Cox, throw his ass to the ground because you didn't want to do this.
Fletcher Cox is gonna blow past the Giants offensive line, put your boy in the ground, and put him in a hospital.
Agree, at least
fumble.
At least Giants and the Eagles are better than the freaking Steelers. So what's next on the topic? Are we don't like?
I think the Eagles better than the Steelers. I give you that, but I don't know about the Giants. We gonna play them this year too.
Anything,
Ooh, I
bro.
can't
Why
wait to
you
use
even
the
bring
Steelers
up?
game. Oh my
I didn't
god,
even
that game's
say
gonna be
anything
crazy.
about that.
It's in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
right? Oh,
Tar,
yeah.
Tar, you trying to go week 1 if we can? Week 1 in at Giants Monday Night Football, Steelers Eagles or Steelers Giants.
I think I got I think it's. I mean, I think I have like. Remember, I think that thing when I'm supposed to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yo, I have a question for you before we head out of here. I saw this thing on TikTok. So I saw this thing and they were like, it's like the Steelers, these two guys pod for the Steelers, and they basically post their highlights of the pod on TikTok. And they had a question. They ranked the receiving cores of the Steelers conf division. And they had like Browns. They had Browns, Bengals. Then they had, I think, Ravens and you guys. Like, I want to know what you got, what you put, like where you would rank the receiving cores. They basically had the Steelers receiving core like last. I don't know anything
The
about
Steelers pod had them last.
It's not a Steelers pod, but the guys who do the pod are specifically Steelers fans, kind of. So they usually talk Steelers stuff.
No, I got you at the order. The Browns definitely have the best wide receiver core, but they don't produce. So like they haven't last year, but I'll say off of talent wise, I got the Browns at 1.
Both probably because I was thinking that too, and they didn't have Browns 1. They had Bengals, I think, or some shit. It was weird. Bengals and Browns stuff too. So I guess it should be off both, like talent and production.
The only realistic thing I could see, I'll give you mine, but I could see the popular one being the Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, because there's no way in hell the Bengals have a better core than the Steelers. But the thing with the Steelers all have guys on rookie contracts, and like people don't know him, but Deontay Johnson was a rookie last year. He led rookies in the league in receptions, and we have James Washington who'll be a third-year guy. And then Juju, and then we just drafted Chase Claypool. He's like 6'6" from Notre Dame. I could understand people putting the Ravens above them, but besides, like, I mean, they got Hollywood Brown. Was Willie Snead on the team last year? Regardless,
they had Ravens last.
Texans.
I think.
I'm thinking.
I think they had Ravens last, both of them. I was so confused. At first I thought they were talking about the teams, and I was like, no way. And then they said receiving core. I was like, oh, that makes sense. But I don't know.
I just don't understand how the Bengals receiving core is up there. I mean,
I know they have Green.
AJ Green.
Tyler
Boyd's nice.
Oh shit, I forgot.
And T. Higgins, who they just drafted this year.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Okay, I didn't think
he hasn't even played. What? You can't just put him over and he didn't even play.
I mean,
he ain't played.
We named the rookie too for being fair though, dude.
He named the rookie he said he's the most receptions out of all rookies last year.
No, he named rookie. He said we had a rookie out of Notre Dame too.
One.
Yeah.
I don't think one rookie will put. I don't think. The Bengals haven't done anything. That's what I'm trying to say, though. They didn't do anything last year to prove that the receiving core is better than anyone.
And AJ Green, though, that's a pretty.
AJ Green didn't play, so I don't really count him. You can't. He didn't play, so I don't understand how you can just put him over.
Yeah. See, like what I was saying with Chase Claypool, the Steelers' second-round draft pick, their first pick because they traded it for Minka last year, but. What Claypool will fill, he'll be like what Martavis Bryant was for the Steelers back in the day when he was healthy and playing. So he's going to be that guy who's just that big target with good hands. So that's exactly what we needed. But we'll see. We'll see.
You good, bro?
Nah, I have no idea what he's talking about. So I didn't even know that's what Martavis Bryant did. So
yeah,
I
know who he was.
I had no idea.
Martavis Bryant, he was like 6'5", 6'6", and he got busted for weed a bunch of times. And he's like currently.
I know that.
I ain't gonna lie though. If T. Higgins is like a third option, if he produces, that would if you where he projects, that would be a good receiving core. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, bro. It all depends on whether or not AJ Green is on the field or not. If he's on the field, then I'll give it to you. But if he's not playing like he wasn't last year, then I can't say that they're over anyone.
The Ravens starters are Marquise Brown, Willie Snead, and Miles Boykin. Like I have 100% have the Steelers over them with Juju, James Washington, Deontay Johnson, and
I honestly would put the Ravens last.
Throwing they tight end too. Ravens tight end. He's pretty good.
He's okay.
Yeah. Mark Andrews.
I don't think Willie Snead is that good anymore. That's just my opinion. He's okay at the best.
I mean, the Ravens don't even rely on the passing game anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Brown, he's a spicy crazy. Yeah, he's just a big
I mean, his production never really gonna be all that really that crazy. I mean, the way the Ravens are built, so you good for what they do.
I think I'll put the Ravens last. Steelers are. I don't know much about the other guys, so I have to watch. But Juju Smith isn't bad. But I don't know the other guys, so I'm not gonna comment. I literally never.
I wish people.
I know DeAndre Johnson. I did see DeAndre Johnson play.
Yeah.
I used him for a game in fantasy, and he did good.
I was gonna say people sleep on Deontay Johnson when they talk about the receiver last year, but I found a good stat. There's a picture of AFC North. What I just sent you guys. Since the Ravens came into the division, the Browns have not won a title. The last time they won a division title was 1989.
Like that, bro. You could, right? And throw their business out there.
The Browns.
Everyone knows they suck.
Browns have been in the division.
How many wins you got the Browns getting this year, bro?
See, the Browns are an interesting study because now everyone's off the hype train. Last year, everyone was big on the hype train. They severely underperformed. They got fucking cracked by Duck Hodges in Pittsburgh. So they're just a train wreck. And I think this year, now that people aren't thinking about them, they could actually be solid. But I just think the AFC North is kind of back as far as being competitive. I'm really interested in seeing what Joe Burrow and Cincinnati can do. They had a new coach last year. I think the Ravens are going to be the front runners, obviously, and I think the Steelers are going to go as far. If they can get average quarterback play, I'm talking Peyton Manning-esque his last year with the Broncos when he just didn't. If Big Ben can be a game manager, I think the Steelers have a chance with that defense. But yeah, I think the Bengals are going to finish last, and then I probably got the Ravens coming out first, and then I think it's going to be a toss-up between the Steelers and the Browns. But hot take, I got the Steelers making the playoffs. So,
see, it's interesting that you said that about the Browns, like the hype going away, because I still like every time I go on ESPN and they talk about the Browns, like these analysts now they talk about them as if they're like they expecting them to make the playoffs now, like a lot. Like they think these teams, they think like could be a Super Bowl contender. Some of these guys, and I'm like, yo, they won like 7 games last year. Like some analysts are like, yeah, the Browns are like a one of those teams like they're in Super Bowl win now mode and they're this that, and I'm like, they won like
they got all the names.
Like what the hell changed? So a year of experience, now they're gonna be 11-5 in the playoffs, winning game Super Bowl.
I think they can win 8 or 9 games, but I mean, it all depends on Baker.
Interesting because we're competitive, they're cap room, and they're kind of they're all in now, but they're not producing like that. So they're not like Sixers at least make the playoffs and will compete. I'm saying the Browns are worse than that because they don't do anything, but they go all the way in. Like they have a talented roster, but I don't know. I mean, I love to see it personally. I respect the Ravens. I don't mind losing. I mean, of course I mind, but we got a healthy rivalry. You get the Browns involved, start smacking helmets, talking shit on Twitter. So
smacking helmets. You mean punching helmets? Helmets. Sorry, that was a
Browns, man. That should be interesting, man. That's why I want to see NFL, man. I want to see what happens with some of these
go at Myles Garrett though, or Reed? Did somebody go at Myles Garrett when they play again? Steelers, Browns. Did somebody go and give him a little cheap shot?
I don't think there'd be a cheap shot. There'll definitely be things set around. Like I'm sure Marquise Pouncey is going to have a couple of choice words for him, but other than that, they'll just be, like my guy Mike Tomlin says, physical, competitive AFC North football. So that's all I know. I'm excited.
He might get 4
QB.
That's one thing I'll say though, that the Ravens coaching staff, like I have the utmost respect for them and their game plans and Coach Harbaugh, and they just always find a way to, like they have a couple bad years, but that's like the end of Flacco and injuries and whatnot. But you give them a solid team, they're going to be competitive and fight for a ring. And I mean,
they completely tailored their offense to help out Lamar as much as possible. So that's
the only concern is like they last 2 playoff appearances 0-2, so it's like both at home too. It's like so they got that on their shoulder. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's why I'm really looking forward to see what happens in the NFL season too, because now they adding another playoff team. So now the number one seed is the one that gets a bye. So the regular season is going to be even more important now. So like it's going to be interesting to see like what teams start to do nowadays and how they manage like players injuries and all that. So it's going to be crazy.
I'm going to 3 games if they happen. I'm probably going to go to the Giants one. I'm definitely going out to Steelers Eagle if we're allowed to, and I'm going out to Steelers Ravens in Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving. So I'm hoping.
No BS. If you want to go to the Giants game, I deadass would be interested. I just need to make sure like safety, like because I know get rowdy when you're like.
Oh, bro, I'm not taking any chances. If it's clear, we'll go. If there's question marks, I'm not gonna go. We can watch it outside my house. So we'll get the projector out.
The Giants fans, I'm gonna be like the only one in there. Freaking
Steelers Giants, you gonna get mauled. Don't wear no Giants gear. You might as well just show up with a Steelers jersey on.
No, it's in New York.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's why I said we should go. It's not that bad of a drive.
Oh, I'll do that. That's a Jersey then, right? Is it?
Yeah, they're playing Jersey. They playing New York.
Yeah,
they're playing New York now, don't they?
No, it's MetLife. It's in New Jersey. Yeah, them and Jets still share.
I thought they moved to New York. What the hell?
No, Buzz, what do you think about that?
What? Football? Bro, I really don't follow football enough.
What's on my bad
man, bro, you don't follow football, man.
Buzz needs NCAA hoops back. That's his stuff right there. Purdue.
NCAA hoops. I hate the NCAA, man.
I don't know.
Teams fucking stink.
Colin, I told Doe earlier, Doe said Colin Gillespie probably going to be top 20 pick. I said, get F out of here.
Bro, why are you lying? I did not say that. I did not say he'd be a top 20 pick. I asked you why isn't he getting draft stock, and you said because we know he ain't getting drafted.
Don't say why, Doe. Don't try to do that, bro. Don't do me like that.
We know he ain't getting drafted.
Everything going on right now, Doe. Can't be saying this stuff, bro.
What? I mean, you give him praise, bro. He says he's gonna average 20 next year. So
that's why I said he won't get drafted. You can't be telling people.
Who cares? He either gonna get drafted or not. It looks like he's on the outside looking in right now. So he sucks. I'm not gonna say he sucks. He doesn't.
What? You gonna say he sucks?
I was this close to doing it, bro. I hate college basketball, bro. This team. Hold on. I got a question for you.
Wait, is Rick wearing an elf hat? Oh no, he's not. I'm tripping.
Because someone asked me this the other day. Sorry.
Yeah, what's up?
I mean, all y'all. Who y'all got? Who are you taking right now? Briscoe or Miles Powell? Someone asked me this.
Miles Powell.
Someone actually asked me this and tried to validate for Briscoe, like make a claim for Briscoe.
People just love Briscoe. There's no way you can.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I ain't gonna say anything. I don't.
Why not? Briscoe got that bodega now. You scared?
You taking Briscoe?
I mean, we last saw Briscoe.
What do you mean? Hell no, I ain't taking Briscoe.
Nah, I'm talking to Tor.
Last time we saw Briscoe, he had production minutes in the NBA. We haven't seen Mal Powell can do that.
Oh my God, he was playing on the fucking Magic, man.
We're in the playoffs.
He ain't doing anything.
Bro,
Come on, man.
Bro,
they beat the Raptors.
No, Miles Powell, there's a legitimate chance he does not ever get legitimate minutes in the NBA. There's a chance.
Come on, man. You told me Briscoe's minutes were legitimate.
He was the backup point guard. He got minutes. What you mean? Bro, he ain't LeBron. He ain't Evan 28. That's why I didn't want to say anything, bro. That's why I didn't want to say anything.
Briscoe, man.
For Miles Powell, 20 for Seton Hall, great. But first of all, he wouldn't have done that for Kentucky, not as when Briscoe was there.
Doubles.
Briscoe averaged.
I think he could have got doubles.
Briscoe.
That's what I was trying to say. Like
I think Briscoe could have averaged freaking 18 and like 7 at Seton Hall, bro. He would have fried at Seton Hall, bro. Briscoe would fry at Seton Hall, bro. Come on.
Yeah, he can't shoot though, so I don't know.
You don't need to shoot. He gonna head the ball the whole game. He gonna control the whole game at point.
He
Do
ain't
whatever.
passing, so there ain't no 7 assists. I don't know
Briscoe
about
can
that.
pass. Briscoe can play, bro.
I don't know about no 7 assists.
And then, like when it comes to the NBA, bro, I just don't believe in Miles Powell in the NBA. Like we gotta see it first. Like I can't just say we don't even know if he's gonna get drafted.
I was just asking who you think's better right now. I didn't talk about the years down the line or anything like that.
For college careers, I'll take Powell.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
But it's not a no-brainer though, because I don't think Powell would do anything he's doing at Kentucky, and I think Briscoe would do what he's doing. He could do close to what Powell's doing if he played 4 years Seton Hall. That's just my opinion.
Seton Hall was like top 10 this year.
Bro, there's teams in the college right now are ridiculous.
Kentucky wasn't even that good.
Bro, when Briscoe played his last year, it was De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, and Bam Adebayo on the team with Briscoe.
Oh no, I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about that team.
Oh, Briscoe, he might be the best player on Kentucky right now.
So let's say put Briscoe on the Kentucky team that they just had. What's he doing? What do you think he could do?
I think he'd be pretty good, and he would only be a sophomore. I think Miles Powell on this Kentucky team ain't averaging 20. I'm sorry.
Why not?
I don't know how much. I don't know if he's better than Tyrese Maxey or Higgins.
The team he be playing with better players than he was playing with at Seton Hall.
Yeah, but he wouldn't get the shots he getting at Seton Hall because there's way better players. Tyrese Maxey can literally do exactly what he does.
I didn't watch Kentucky, so I don't know if Tyrese Maxey coming off screens and hitting all them threes and shit. I don't fucking know. So
he does.
The games I watched, he had the ball in his hands, just making tough shots. That's what I see. So
that's why he's going. I mean, Kentucky, they're not even. That's why. I mean, it's tough to really compare, but I think situations matter in sports, especially college and like NBA stuff like that, like the D1, all that crap. Like you put Tyrese Maxey in Seton Hall in Miles Powell's role where he just gets the ball every play and just jacks up threes. He could have averaged 20. Like it's different situations.
I guess so. I don't know. That Briscoe Miles debate was kind of funny. I was talking to Hank and Ship about it, and Hank was trying to make a case for Briscoe. Me and Ship was like, hell no. Miles all the way. I mean, I don't know. Because it was in college at different times, too. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to compare.
4 years to do this, bro. Like, if Briscoe had spent 4 years in college, bro, he would have fried. If he wasn't at Kentucky, he would have fried by the end of his career. Like, really fried. Like, I don't have any doubt in my mind. If he went to a system that was only built around him like that, he would have fried, bro.
You think they built Seton Hall around Miles?
Yes, bro. They literally tailored their offense to just literally give him the ball every single play off of 5 off-ball screens. Every single play. That's literally tailoring your offense around him. They didn't do that when Isaiah Whitehead was there.
He got no jump shot.
They would just make him play point. That's what he was out of high school.
I don't see Briscoe getting 20 a game with no jump shot is what I'm trying to say. I just can't see it.
I mean, Trey Jones did close to it without a jump shot. He averaged like 16, 17 without a jump shot.
That ain't 20, but yeah. That ain't 20.
And he's a better defender, so I'll take a couple less points with better defense and playmaking.
All that gotta do, he ain't getting drafted.
He knows about that. It's not all about scoring, man. Bryce Reed argument.
What argument? I said, what argument?
Bryce Harper from the baseball.
What?
Yeah, Bryce Harper. It's like the Bryce Harper and Reese Hoskins argument about like who has more production and value. That's all we're saying.
So
That's an argument?
So you literally know what I was getting out of what I like.
No. I'm not even talking about that. I'm actually talking about Bryce Harper and Reese Hoskins. Some
No,
people actually brought that up, or you
no,
just fucking with me?
no, I'm trolling.
I was about to say.
So you literally know what I got.
They both strikeout machines. I ain't gonna lie.
Like Reed in high school was an all around
bro.
player.
Bro, I got you, bro.
And there are guys who averaged 20, but didn't.
You don't have to explain it, bro.
So that's what I'm saying for bastard talent. That's all we're talking about.
You don't have to explain it, bro. I got you.
Fucking start a fucking battle here.
You know, battle. Ain't no problem.
I'm surprised you went from you played Miles Powell, so it's a different level of connection. That's like us with Lonnie. Like you want Miles Powell to be good.
I mean, I just think that that his outlook for the NBA is way better than. I mean, just the fact that he can literally shoot. So I think he could have a better chance at really like getting some type of role on the team. I don't know. But I mean, Briscoe, you're right. He did play with the Magic, but I don't know if he can get back into the league.
That was just unfortunate, bro. He got hurt. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So many players that happens to with this COVID, like there are so many guys like Briscoe who having their one or two chances in the league and like they need the fucking contract. And Kyrie's talking about go protest, fuck the money. Like, bro, I don't got $100 million in my bank. Sorry.
But I mean, yeah, that's cool. Then I mean, the people that do got the bread when they say, "All right, I'm not going to play," then the NBA is giving them that option. If you don't want to play, don't play. See it. So I think they can. I mean, I don't know. I really don't think these playoff teams would actually think about giving these dudes shots like that. You know, I mean.
But I think it's interesting though. Like JJ Redick was saying that like how his team had a meeting to see who was going to play, what they're going to do as a unit. That's going to be interesting to see if every team did that to see like because they're going to have the outcome pretty soon because players have to decide if they're going to play. I think it's this week. They have to decide if they're going to
Wednesday.
if they're going to play or they sitting out. They have to say they're sitting out by the end of the week. So like to see like how those meetings went, did all the teams basically say like, all right, yo, like if everybody plays, we'll play, or was it like teams just completely chalking in like, yo, I ain't playing. Oh, you playing? I'll be there. I ain't going. Like, how did that work? Like, I wonder how that. I know Lakers definitely had a meeting, but like, I wonder if every team did what the Pelicans did, because he said
it's
like,
really going to be big when that list comes out.
He said if the majority decided they wanted to play, they play. They all went, but like if most of them said they didn't want to play, then they all just weren't going to come. Like they weren't going to be like, all right, 10 people show up and 3 people stay home. They were going to either all do it or all not. So I wonder if every team is doing that. There might be some playoff teams just say they're not coming. Then it's over. How you gonna do that? Or they gonna just move every team up in the standings if the Jazz say they're not coming as a whole?
Bro, you can't. Shit's over. Bro. It's literally the discussion we were just having. You can't just dudes ain't even earn it. If that's the case, I ain't watching. They would just have to chalk
I'm just hypotheticals here. I don't know if every team is actually doing that, but Redick said that. He's like, yeah.
Like imagine if like the majority says no. And the Lakers or the Bucks don't show up. They have to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the guys that are like on the bubble, like we saw, like the Davis Bertans. He's not going, and then Ariza, he has different stuff going on with his son and whatnot. But I think you're going to see more of the bubble teams guys just be like, yeah, I'm not going. But
I mean, it's because there's going to be some key players though on some of these teams that's going to be sitting out.
Shit, no matter what they say, their main thing is they try and get that shit. And maybe the playoff money too. You get extra money for playoffs, and they know they're gonna be in the playoffs. It's not really because of anything but that. Like I know LeBron ain't letting. Like he probably had a meeting and said, "So it looks like the schedule starts here. I'll see y'all then, cause you know we going." Like Mark Phillips, like the RDC Dream, whatever Supreme Dream. He buys it because I know y'all coming. you know how I'm talking about the videos. Supreme Dreams.
Dion Waiters in the background saying, I don't know if I really want to go. Brian said, no, you're fucking going.
He said, you don't want to go. You don't want to go. You want to go see some weed parties in Miami? Because I saw you back. He's like, I got you here. You don't want to go. What about you, Quinn Cook? Huh?
That was funny. Like when Pat Bev came out with that joint and said, like, yeah, Brian says we playing. I kind of laughed because I'm like, yeah. That's kind of true, but in the same sense, if you don't want to play, you do not have to play. So
Of course,
ain't no one really holding a gun to your head saying go on the fucking court
You
unless,
know what he
like you said,
means, though,
LeBron might be
bro.
doing
It's
that
like
shit.
with LeBron, bro. Like everybody respects him so much and has to say, and the league is so young now. Like that's what JJ Redick talked about that too. I keep bringing up JJ Redick like I'm fucking like a fanboy.
JJ Redick fanboy.
But
You might be.
Redick, I'm a sniper. It's like nah. That's
You try to defend
But,
him, talking about his playoff.
literally, like he was like, yo, like when they had the lockout in 2011, like they'd have the meetings like this, and then when he was a young guy and all the other young guys, like when Kobe talked, rest in peace, or when KG talked, those guys, the entire league just listened. Like everybody was like, all right, whatever they doing, we doing, because they just young guys don't know what the fuck's going on anyways. That's how it is with LeBron. It's like he has the whole attention of the league and respect from everybody in the league. So it's like, yo, if LeBron says he's playing, then Kelly Oubre or DeJounte Murray, like they gonna be like, all right, I guess we hooping then. Like, but if he says we not playing, these young guys ain't gonna be like, oh shit, nah, F LeBron, we all gonna play because they just respect him so much. It's like he's like the president of all the players, really, but it's not Kyrie. Like he's like the guy that's gonna be like, all right, let's do it. Unless like KD and all these guys say no, then it might be different. But LeBron, if he says it,
like
bro,
then again, who gives a fuck what KD has to say because he ain't playing anyway. So who cares?
That's what I think it is. Like they all gonna follow him because they all like he's like the head of the snake. So they gonna, even though they have their own say, it's gonna be like, all right, LeBron thinks we should do it. Let's all follow his lead because we don't like,
I mean, bro, like, and too, like with LeBron, like he's proven that, like,
that what
he knows what, like with everything that's going on, he's proven that he's gonna be there time and time again to make shit happen, even if he is playing ball. Like he's gonna be out there starting shit on his own, creating groups to advocate for all this shit. So it's not like he knows he can back up what he says. So like that's why he says he can play and then do what he has to do.
I will admit though, everybody keeps saying like they can do so much stuff on the court. I do want to know, what do people mean by that? What are they really gonna do on the court that's gonna change anything? They're gonna wear shirts? Like what is?
I don't know. That's interesting on the court.
Like if we were being honest, I will admit that's one thing about Kyrie saying like the biggest statement they would be able to make as players would be to sit out, because if they on the court protesting with that stuff, like there's not gonna be much they can do. What, say a little speech at halftime? Like, I mean, wear a hoodie. Like, I don't know what they're gonna be able to do. Like, wear a armband. It's not really much they can do that's gonna make a difference. Like, not playing though would be an insane statement, but they like, I don't know.
Yeah, not playing would be crazy, but I just don't see like actual. I mean, we were talking about this. Like, I mean, like, I really want to see a benefit in that, like, because like we were talking about before. Like, no matter what happens, like obviously the whole world has this issue. Like this issue's in the spotlight of the world for everyone to see right now because of everything that's going on with COVID. Everything's going on. So I don't think though, like in this time period, like if we just did not play, they didn't play, that this issue would get resolved in that time frame. This is definitely going to be a much longer fight than everyone's expecting. Like this shit is gonna be going on for a fucking while. This shit's been going on for fucking 400 years. So like, I don't think it's gonna be resolved in a couple of months. So like,
a human issue. This isn't like something materialistic. This is like humans to their core. This is an issue. This isn't like something you could just change in it. Like this is. Hey, I don't know what people.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I mean I understand what Kyrie's saying, but I'm like you. There's no way you're gonna be able to completely change this in a couple of months. Like this, impossible. It's literally impossible.
Sit out now, bro. If you sit out now, that means you really this big on this situation. You better be prepared to sit out in December too, because I mean, how much is gonna change from now to then? Like, if you're gonna sit out July 31st for the rest of the season, and December, there's still stuff going on where we didn't really win the fight yet. Are you gonna sit out next season too? What are you like? You gonna end your career? Like, what are you gonna do? Because there's no guarantee you sit out. Like, let's say they sit out. Like, so that means what? Racism gonna end when they sit out? No, it's still gonna be a huge issue. Like, we just gonna be like, oh shit, they're serious. They sat out, but we still not gonna be anywhere near finished the fight. There's a good chance we're still gonna be well in December or was October, whenever they decide to start it. So like, what are they gonna sit out October too? Are they're willingness to? He says he's willing to do whatever, but are they really? We're gonna have to see.
I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Kyrie said that he's willing to sit out as long as it takes, but are you really willing to sit out when you're fully healthy and the next season rolls around? You really just gonna say, all right, I'm sitting out. I'm not playing. You know, you go out there and play and compete, especially with you and KD playing. That's what I'm saying. He ain't playing right now, so I mean, it's kind of easy for him to just sit back and say, hey, I ain't doing this shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's why this is such a tough situation, because like you see both sides. Like, yeah, we could do this. Like, we could sit out, or we could keep playing. But like either way, like yeah, I understand what Kyrie's saying. Like, yeah, you sit out. It's not a big statement, but I mean, you play, and you do something on the court. It's not a big statement, but like sitting out. I mean, I don't know, man. I just hope they play, because I'm trying to watch. I need to see it. I'm tired, yo. Let's end this.
Yeah, I got one last question for you guys. I don't know how familiar you are with. Do you guys know PFT commentator from Barstool Sports?
Who?
PFT.
I was gonna say I know PF Chang.
Okay. Well, I could send you his Twitter. He's got 750 plus thousand followers. He's on like the #1 podcast. But what he's been doing the past month is he's been going in and clocking in on different podcasts that talk about different subjects. But I just wanted to see if you think that that's something that we would want to do or attempt to do.
So you said clocking in on different.
Like
hold on. So you telling me you want to bring this guy on? I got 750,000 followers.
Yeah, no, he's been doing it. And there's different guidelines, and our podcast fits the guidelines. Like, it had to be started earlier before he said it, and only a couple episodes, unless it had to be between 5 and 500 followers or something like that. He's like, we fit it, and he's funny. Like, he's more of a personality, so we could just have him come on here and spew his. He's barely ever serious, but it would be great to get his opinions and theories on the NBA, because his mind's crazy, but he comes up with some nut ass shit. But I was just asking if you guys think it's something that we could pursue, because I could type up a message and it doesn't hurt to try. He gives retweets and talks about his experience and stuff. So it'd be cool, I think.
I'm definitely down with this. I hope he takes us on, because I feel like that would be a good experience for us, just to have someone on that actually, basically seems like he made it through this industry. We're trying to do that, so we're striving.
Could be a good way to get some clout too.
Oh, for sure. He's a fun guy. He's he's the guy who always wears the glasses. He never shows his face. He's on Pardon My Take. He works with Big Cat, and I'll send you his Twitter. But he went on a Harry Potter podcast. He went on a sewing podcast. He does everything.
Yeah.
I'll send you the tweet. He's been keeping a link on it. So he's been on a corn podcast, a Harry Potter podcast, B2B technology sales, middle school band classroom management, Canadian personal injury law, so a swimming podcast, and a beef cattle / livestock podcast.
I ain't gonna lie.
And he was talking about all this shit that was
lost me at Harry Potter podcast. What the hell? They have a Harry Potter podcast?
There's people out. Yeah, of course. They go hard. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. There's a Naruto podcast, so it makes sense.
And there's a Harry Potter podcast? I might have to hop on that. I might have to
Harry Potter.
I'll ask Buzz to clip out this part that we talked about, and I'll send it over to him with the message saying, he doesn't usually do a lot of the popular stuff, but since we fit the parameters of what he said before, the newer podcast but not brand new, and the followers, he might come on. He might pop in for 20 minutes, ask him for his take on the playoffs or whatever. Just talk bullshit with him. He's pretty good at that.
I've seen in the movies. But
he was on a TV show last week. He was tweeting about it.
All right, fellas. I'm getting tired, so as Joe Budden would say, all right, close it.
All right. Well, I'm also getting tired, and as the words of the great Sir PFT commentator, he always closes out every episode saying, "Love you guys." So, love you guys.
Yeah, I love a couple of y'all. Say, nah, I love you guys.
Guys, man.